Here we go. What is going on out there, everybody? Brent Abel here, goldballhunting.com. That dude over there, Jeffrey, the getting fitter Jacklich.
Yeah, day
And
three.
if you were, that's right. And then if you were listening or watching yesterday's episode, it was my turn to rant. Well,
Yeah.
guess what, folks? It's Jeff's turn to rant today. So hang in there with us because this is going to be juicy.
So the big question is this. How are tennis players like us who never played on the tour, weren't incredible juniors, or maybe got a late start to the game, how do we consistently compete at our highest skill level without having to grind through endless hours of on-court practice time and still be in the hunt for the victory match after match? That is the question, and Gold Ball Hunting gives you the answers by helping you eliminate your skill level range so that you build a strong foundation of confidence. My name is Jeff Jacklich, and along with Brent Abel, my partner, welcome to Gold Ball Hunting.
Jeffrey, my man, what is going on out there today? How are you?
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Just already feeling more fit.
Oh,
So again, today, day three, same routine as yesterday, 20-minute bike, shoulder routine, and lunges. And that's it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
very
I think
tight, very high and tight routine, but feeling good.
that's good. That's good. So, how do you? I mean, you've made the commitment, and a lot of people make commitments, and they get a few days into it, and they go, "Oh God, dang!" I mean, the first day is kind of inspiring. Second day, you go, "Oh
Right.
God, shit, that kind of hurts a little bit." Huh.
What,
And then
why aren't I there already? I did one day.
That's right. And then the third day, it might be like, God, do I really want to do this? And so, to me, it's like you have to have sort of like a trick or something to kind of keep you going day in and day out. I always love the Seinfeld method. I don't know if I ever told this story on the podcast. I know that I've told you the story before, I think, but it's how do you keep going when you've made a commitment to do something or where you want to get better at something? And in your case, what I would suggest is what Jerry Seinfeld suggests, and that is he was this is lore, right? This may not actually be exactly
Right.
how it happened, but anyway, so he's at a venue for he's going to be the headliner, and there's some young comedian who's there, and he's kind of the warm up guy, and he's nervous and all this, and he goes to Jerry, and he goes first time he meets Jerry, go, oh God, man, you're my idol, blah blah blah. Any tips on me on how I can really become so much better? And Jerry just said, well, you just got to make sure that you write a joke or two every day. And the guy says, well, that's it. And he says, well, no, really, the magic happens is where you got a big chart on the wall, and and every day, you write your one or two new jokes, and you get to go to the chart and put a big X on today because you've done your thing. And he said, and then after a few days, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 days, you have this little X's. It's like a little chain. He says, the key to success, don't ever break the chain.
Don't break the chain.
Don't break the chain.
Yeah,
And so I think that,
totally.
for what you're doing and other players, if you're following Jeff and you're following what he's doing on the podcast, and I know he's doing daily YouTube updates and he's doing daily Facebook updates, get yourself a calendar or make one and stick it up on the wall and just start Xing out that you're doing either what Jeff has done or that you're doing your own version of it. And just don't break the dang chain.
Yeah,
And guess what?
don't break the chain.
Guess what? By the Wilson tournament in January, God dang, Jeff probably doesn't want you in his age group. I don't know.
No. Exactly. That's it. I mean, and it's finding what's a reasonable way to start. It doesn't have to be this gigantic grand plan. It's what's a reasonable way to start,
Yeah.
and what can we add as we go along, or not even some complex system. It's just, Can I do it twice in a day? Can I get to some point where I'm going to do it again? Because this only took me 30 minutes to do it, and now I'm going to add it again. So for me, it's that. Like, personally, I hate, let me use this word again, I hate doing cardio. Oh, let's go for a run, Jeff. Really? I'd rather sit around and watch the refrigerator defrost. I mean, I hate it. Right? Put me on a tennis court, though. I will run until midnight tomorrow night to try and win a match.
Well, look, I'll bet.
But I need to get that cardio done.
Yeah, but you're you're doing a version of your cardio on the 20-minute bike thing. You're getting your heart rate up. It's certain types. And look, I agree that running is great. You can build up endurance with running, but it's like the worst thing possible for your quickness on a tennis court.
It doesn't translate. So for me, my 20-minute routine that I learned from Bill Phillips, the trainer, who did the book. It was popular a while ago, but he's a great trainer, though. He's trained, Sylvester Stallone and all these great Hollywood stars. And anyway, his Body for Life is Bill Phillips. And he has a great 20-minute routine in there. And what I discovered is I can put up with anything for 20 minutes. So, I get the iPad up, and I might listen to a comedian for the 20 minutes while I'm going through this routine, because I just want to be distracted from it. But
whatever you have to do to get through the routine, and there is a point when you don't break the chain where all of a sudden you're tangibly feeling the payoff.
Right. And there is a point in this routine when I get to that last upscale 18th minute that now I'm just like I'm just a bucket of sweat, and that 18th minute is now to scale out, almost go to failure. And there are days when I'm just like, and I crank the machine, baby, and I'm just like, I'm just going nutty, and so, but that motivation starts to hit once I've been in it for a week or two. I start to feel that stride, where now I'm in it. But like I said, I don't like to go, jogging, all that other, put me on an elliptical. 45 minutes. I don't think so. Never going to happen. But I can put up with anything for 20 minutes. Good. Good. So.
Is this the rant you wanted to talk about? No. So look, before we get into it, guys, just a quick reminder that Jeff and I are off on a free coaching call. It's a private call. 3 of us, we get in the phone. And let's chat about the one thing in your game right now that you think is holding you back from getting that ultimate result you want, whether you're singles or doubles player, maybe both. And it's really about winning. We want to help you win more of your tennis matches. We don't want to help you grind until the end of your life with trying to get a heavier topspin forehand. No, that's not our goal. Our goal is to help you win. So the way to do that, go over to goalballhunting.com, drop in a first name, your email address, click the button. You'll get access to 2 very cool things. Number 1, our online calendar scheduler. You get to cherry pick a date and time that works best for you for the call. And the other thing is a video that Jeff and I recorded months ago about how to reduce your skill level range, which is the way that we actually build a foundation of confidence for our tennis game. I'm not going to go into the skill level range right now. If this is the first time you've dropped in with us, just listen to a few more episodes and you'll hear exactly what the skill level range is and the importance of reducing it. Jeff, what's on your mind today, man?
Well, let's chat about the difference between a tennis lesson and coaching.
In terms of players who actually want to win. Yeah.
I think, we've chatted about this. We've kind of skimmed on it a little bit, maybe talked about it a little bit more in depth in some episodes. But I think, my rant is that I think the tennis industry at large has miseducated the general tennis playing public about what about seeing that somebody feeding me balls from the other side of the net is the quality means that's what a tennis lesson looks like. That is the only framework that it's a high quality lesson if someone's feeding me and I get to hit a lot of balls in that hour. And so when it comes to making this transition for players who are 3-0s, 3-5s, 4-0s, and understanding there is a difference between that and then actually getting sound wisdom and coaching that can actually move your game farther along the path than, again, learning how to hit a violent topspin forehand, i.e. yesterday's rant.
You're welcome.
But that takes a certain mindset to actually educate your student. If you're the professional, educate your student on what the difference is. And I got to tell you this, it's not an easy education process because the tennis playing league tennis people are so entrenched in their tennis lesson, in their getting fed balls, in the clinics where they're just feeding balls at rapid pace, and it was really fun today, and it was really active, and it was action, and that has a place. I'm not saying that there isn't a place for that, but I think the message that gets received and interpreted is that's what high quality coaching is, and nothing could be farther from the truth in my humble opinion. And that is educating your players that coaching is about looking at the individual. What's their skill set? What are their strengths? What are your weaknesses? How do we move the meter right now, today, and make you a better player by educating that player as to who they are as a player? And so it's taken some time, but a lot of my students now understand the difference. And so the lesson isn't just a racket feeding lesson. It's really about making them understand why I'm teaching them patterns, why I'm teaching them specific plays that fit their specific skill set.
Yeah.
Why we do playing sessions where I say, get another player because I want to do this. I have to take you down this road, and you're going to need somebody to play points against, and it can't be me. And that's another bone I like to pick sometimes is the 3 and me lesson that pros like to do, and I think that's fine in a social situation. I think the social aspect of having the pro out there is great because he can keep the point alive, and it's great fun. I've done it and I still do it. But let's make a distinction here that the players on the court, when the pro is the fourth, will all hit different plays. They will do something different other than what should be done because they don't want to hit the ball back to the pro. They want to avoid him, or they want to do something tricky, or they don't play tactically focused the way you're trying to educate them to do it, because you are the stick in the spokes. Yeah. You are the obstacle by being on the court at that time. So I have my students come, it's a foursome, and they play. And during the course of play, I have probably already had private time with all of them. And I'm assessing each player and saying, okay, I'll get in there on the changeover and I'll bring something up that just happened in the last game or two, and educate them on, listen, Sally, here's your strength. So you went from your strength and then moved into a position that put you particularly in a weak position for your skill set. I need you to not do this because that's what theory says to do. I need you to stay back here, and I just need you to hammer on forehands. And if they give you another ball, hammer another forehand. You're playing with Sue, who has rock solid volleys, and I need you to stay back there and just create opportunity for Sue because she's gonna help you out here. And so making those things, but putting them in the playing situations that actually lets them experience that is like gold. It moves the meter so much faster because they start to see then and understand the type of player they are right now. Doesn't mean we're not going to do technical work if she wants to have a better volley. We can do that work. But how do we move the meter right now? And that's through coaching, and that's through looking at your players and understanding their skill set, what's in their toolbox, how to use it, and maybe there's some tools in there we should actually throw out. And do they trust you enough to walk down that road with you?
Yeah.
And so that's my rant, is that I think there's just a huge disservice going on right now, that players are being over-taught and not coached enough. And I'm not sure that every everybody who's giving instruction understands the difference themselves in actually managing someone's journey by coaching them. That there's a responsibility there that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Well,
anyway,
look, and I think that, I mean, if our audience, I mean, who we're really doing this for, the reason we're doing the Gold Ball Hunting podcast, and the reason that we create courses and offer coaching, free coaching, and offer paid for coaching, is for those players who want to win more, who are competitive players, either in tournaments, leagues, or just, really want to become a better tennis player. And so when I get someone new, Jeff, the first thing I do is I assess them in terms of, do you fit into that category of someone who wants to win more matches? Or are you that kind of player, you know what, I just want to come out with you, Brent, and I want you to feed me a lot of balls, and I want to get some exercise. I really don't play tournaments. I really don't play leagues, but it's hard for me to go out and play now and kind of get the exercise I want, because my players or my friends in the court, we're picking up balls most of the time. So I want you to work me out. That's great. Now I know what I'm going to do. But if you come to me and say, I want to win more, tournaments, leagues, whatever, I want to win more, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch you play. I'm not going to give you any kind of anything other than other than I got to watch you play. I got to watch what your instincts are. I got to watch what your strengths are, and I got to see what parts of the court where maybe you're not great at. And just like you said, Jeff, if your strengths are to hammer that forehand from the baseline, I want to see that. I don't want you to tell me that. You might tell me that, but I got to see it. I got to see what reality is. And the other way, if I can't be in the court with you, then just like we do with so many of our students, we put a video up there, right? They put a video up, they send us a video, and we go, okay. And we get to analyze it that way. But look, if you're going to a coach, a pro, and that's what you want to win more, then test your guy, test your gal, your pro, and see if what they say is, well, I got to watch you play first, because if I don't see you play, how do I know? And you, if they should say to you, and I will tell you, you know what, I'm going to charge you for my time to do this. The big mistake is that students and players think, well, if they're not actively feeding me balls, or if they're not actively coaching me, then I shouldn't have to pay. Wait a minute. That's not how it works. Part of my job in terms of analyzing where you're at is, like I just said, is to watch you play. It's either in person or through video. And that's a paid for service. Right. Sorry, it just is.
Right, and that doesn't mean that, as a director of tennis, I'm there, right? I'm at the facility all day, so I'll take, when there's a match going on, I'll take it if I got a gap time in there, I'll take 10 minutes and stroll the courts and watch. I want to watch everybody play and blah blah blah. So it's not like every moment is it's not a taxi meter where you click the flag and now the meter's running.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're asking your pro for specific, I want to do this, and can you watch me play my match? Now the meter's running, because you're asking me to pay attention to solely just your match, and assess what's going on. That's quality time.
Well, no,
that's
it is.
time.
Look, but you just brought up something about, even if you're not the tennis director, even if you're the head pro or you're an assistant pro. Look, you ought to be observing your players at your tennis facility, whether it's a private or public or whatever it is.
Right.
Because if they're not taking lessons from you, and you're seeing what they're actually doing, you're seeing what their instincts are when they play, I mean, you've got such an unbelievable opportunity.
Right.
To say to them, hey, God, I watched 4 games of your match last Wednesday, And if you want to come out, I'd be happy to give you a 10 or 15 minute, just kind of a complimentary thing, just to kind of give you one thing that I think would help your game. And if you're really good, that ought to lead into some paid for stuff. I just see too many players they book their time, and when they're going from the teaching court to the clubhouse, the blinders are on. They don't want to look around. They don't want to see what's going on.
Right.
Lunchtime is somewhere else. God, I mean, for me, lunchtime at Tiburon, the Cal Club was sitting down watching players play.
Right.
And when they know that you're watching, oh my word, it's like it's like God,
right.
the guy cares. So look, well, that's a little bit off
Crazy.
topic. Anyway, I agree with you, Jeff. Could not agree with you more. That's great. That's a great rant today, guys. We're going to send you off here, but before we do that, a couple of things. Number one, free private coaching call. Let's do it. Let's get on it, and let's see if you can describe not a technical thing, but let's see if you can describe a common match play situation, either in your singles or your doubles matches, that kind of keeps cropping up on a regular basis that is a problem. And let's see if we can't kind of give you something to think about differently as how to solve that problem. Just go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in your first name and email address, click the button. You get access to the scheduler. You can find a time that works best for you. Jeff, at this moment, what do we want fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. iTunes and Stitcher, rate and review. Goldballhunting.com. Sprinkle it around.
God, okay. Sprinkle it around. All right, guys. On that, get out there, help someone else. Have a great day. Jeff, I think we'll do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.